Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Carnage, and today I am bringing you a kill confirmed on the map Outpost. Probably my most hated map, at least, never mind, mostly my most hated map, but I think the only one that can come in contention with it is Downturn. But I tend to do semi-okay on Downturn, whereas this map I'm never able to do good on, where it's ironic that I'm able to do good this game. And most of the game I'm playing on a 3-bar too. I was playing with my friend Stanza this game, and we both managed to do pretty good. I went 39-3 with no Moab, using the specialist kill streaks and the PP90 M1 with extended mags. My perks were, I believe, Sleight of Hand, a Hardline, and Dead Silence, I want to say. And the first 3 perks that I get before my specialist bonus is Assassin, Extreme Conditioning, and Steady Aim. A little bit of a change up from what I normally use. I've been doing some drastic changes to my MOB setups, trying to see maybe if there's a different setup that I don't know of that is way better than what I use currently. And last night I got my first ever back-to-back games with Moabs, one with the MP7, one with the P90. Both those games I will be using eventually. And I think I got them using like the setup of Stalker, Sleight of Hand, and then Assassin, and then like Quick Draw or something like that. I was using a lot of different setups, so be sure to check out those. But that is not what this video about. What this video is about is my Black Ops 2 wish list, sort of, not necessarily a wish list, but how to make the game fair. So I kind of had the way you figure out how to make a game fair is you improve it from the previous title. And obviously the previous title, once Black Ops 2 comes out, will have been this game. Now, Call of Duty is such a big franchise, I think you have to look over the span of all the Call of Duties to figure out what's going to make the game great. Now, I know you're never going to please anyone, but the way you're going to be able to please the most people is if it's fair. Because if it's fair, you're not going to have anything cheap, you're not going to have anything that doesn't make any sense. And in previous Call of Duties, you've had, I want to say, a lot of it, because at least from my perspective, lag is probably the #1 issue, and I don't know how exactly they would fix the way they select the hosts, but I feel that that's one of the things they need to find out, how to select hosts better. Maybe go to dedicated servers. I know PC has been crying for those for the last 3 or 4 years, and they still haven't gotten them. But it seems like if there was dedicated servers, it would make host advantages a lot more pointless, and it would make connection as one of the things that you couldn't. If there's dedicated servers, no one can be complaining about their connection because everyone's gonna have the same connection. You know, there's gonna be differences because it can be how well do you connect to that one host, but at least everyone is gonna be connecting to one host, whereas 11 of the people are connecting to one person, and that person is just connecting to themselves. So they're going to have an advantage instantly. It may not seem like 0.4 seconds makes a huge difference, but in a game like Call of Duty where you kill in 1.5 seconds or something like that, 0.4 seconds is nearly 33% faster. So you do the math, that's faster. That's much, and it's a big improvement too. So, lag, I think, is one of the things that they need to change, and it's been getting progressively better. I think it was at its best in MW2. I think it took a step down in Black Ops, and it's kind of just been at the same this game. So, I think they need to go back to MW2 and find out if there was anything different between that game and these previous 2 Call of Duties that made the hosts better in that game. So, that's just something they should look at, I think. The next thing, I think they need to work on the weapon balance. In this game, they probably have done it the best since Call of Duty 4. Because, actually, my bad, since MW2. Because in MW2, the only real dominant thing in that game was, like, game-changing, was noob tubes with danger close. Because you never saw one gun that was used more than any other, really, like, substantially a lot, in, like, game battles or in MLG. There was always people using, like, ACRs, FAMASs, UMPs, P90s. There was an assortment of guns. It wasn't really one gun beat out all the others, whereas in Black Ops it was FAMAS and then just a bunch of other crappier guns. Whereas in MW2 it was a lot more of personal preference because each gun was pretty good and they didn't have a lot of differences. One's had advantages and one had disadvantages, just like the way guns are today. and so it made it a lot more better when it came to weapon balance. And in this game, it's fairly good if you throw up the Type 95. If you get rid of that gun, the MP7 you can make the claim for is the best gun in the game. You can make the claim for the PP90. You can make the claim for the P90. You can make the claim for the ACR, the M4. You can even make a claim for the M14 because of the fact that it's one shot to the head. Now, whether or not that's fair or not, that's for you to decide. But you can see that there's many guns in this game that are good. They're not necessarily overpowered, with the exception of the Type 95. These are just my thoughts. You guys may have different ones, but that's what I see it as. This was a super fucking long host migration. This took almost 2 minutes, and that's sped up, and that took forever. So, now that we fixed lag and weapon balance, I think the next thing that is a biggie that's been proven in the last 2 Call of Duties, probably more than any other, is the perk balance. Now, the difference between the last Infinity Ward game to this game is there was stopping power. And you never heard in that game anyone really complaining about people not showing up on the radar. And it was because there was killing kill streaks, people didn't use UAV a lot. But even then, if someone wasn't using stopping power, chances are they were using lightweight. You didn't really run into a lot of people who would be using like cold-blooded or hardline, or what was the other perk? I think it was like overkill, but it was like the MW3's version of overkill. I don't quite remember, but that's what I mean, is that the perk balance, I think, needs to see the return of stopping power, or at least assassin and ghost, I think, need to be brought back into one perk, but it has to have something that it's got to contend with. So maybe that means even bringing back Juggernaut. I know that doesn't excite the snipers. Personally, I'm not a sniper, so it doesn't really affect me all that much because you're using stopping power and Juggernaut, and they kind of they take out each other. But Call of Duty 4, I'm pretty sure everyone will agree it was the best Call of Duty ever made, and that game did pretty well with stopping power and Juggernaut. You heard more people complaining about the guns rather than you heard people complaining about Juggernaut, at least from my experiences. So I think they need to see the return of stopping power to contend with assassin / ghost / blind eye, however you want to name that perk, cold-blooded, whatever. And I think that would make it so that people would not use it as much, and you'd find when you got a UAV, it would have a reason to. You would actually be feeling rewarded because people would actually be using it. So, also, one other thing I think is the game changer in this game. You don't see it a lot in Search and Destroy because obviously it's not common. Because most people in that game type will use like Specialist, or they'll use the Assault. Support kill streaks. I don't want to see that return, because if you're going to do those, don't make it perks that are better than ones that require actually streak of kills. Like the Stealth Bomber, I see people getting more kills with the Stealth Bomber than they do an attack helicopter. Now, in what universe does it make sense that a person who gets 14 kills in a game should be rewarded higher than someone that got 7 kills in a row without dying? That doesn't really make sense to me. And, you know, even at points, it's even better than the strafe run. So that makes 9 kills in a row. So that's one thing I need to think they change. Either get rid of the support kill streaks altogether, or make it so that the support kill streaks are things like counter UAV, SAM turret. Actually, no, I really don't like the return of SAM turret, because I don't think that 8 kills in a game should be able to take down someone who gets 12 kills in a row. So I think they need to just make it stuff like counter UAV, sentry gun, remote controlled sentry turret, things that aren't game breaking, but you know, it would give the player that's not that good, that can get kill streaks, can feel rewarded that they did something in the game. So I think those are the critical 4 things that they need to change between MW3 to Black Ops 2. Those are just my thoughts, guys. You could obviously nitpick plenty of other things in this game, but I think those are the 4 major issues, and I think if they did that to Black Ops 2, it would make it just as successful as Call of Duty 4 was, and you know, maybe even more, because there's just so much more in MW3 compared to what Call of Duty 4 was, that I just think if they add these 4 things and change them around, that it could truly create possibly the greatest Call of Duty ever. So those are my thoughts, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go and click that like ring down below. And with that being said, guys, I'll see y'all later. Bye.